Shire. Today we're doing a build video and I'm actually really excited about this. So if you haven't seen my Kaz video, it's a whole like occult series for these new builds I'm coming up with. So we're doing businesses and apartments all in one. Right now we jump into a tour of the mechanic shop slash robot shop. I don't really know what you want to call it, but that's what this is. So we're jumping in. This is the front door, I guess, and then little sitting area and then a check-in. And then I found this cool, what is this thing called, like a car lift from like a garage, you know. I found that on the gallery. I tweaked it a little to make it fit a little better, but that was from a person on the gallery called Logan 5206, and I also show it in the vid when I do it. So that was cool. I found that. And then this is like the main person's workshop. So the person who's owning this business is actually a servo sim whose name is Sprocket. Or no, I think his name is Sparker. I changed it. I think his name was Sparker. And then this is his apartment up here. And so that second level is like the robot tinkering station where you can do classes. And then this would be his apartment. Okay, and then that's basically it for this side of the build. But I also show you when I did like the zoom over, there is also a another building by the whatever you want to call that, left, right, whatever you're looking at. That is going to be a arcade, and surprise, it is, surprise alert, not really. It's an alien arcade. I've seen a lot of those, but I haven't made one, so I wanted to. So it's different to me. Okay. So this is an alien arcade as well, but I just do the exterior and then terrain, and then I'll furnish it in a later video. So if you're interested in that, don't forget to hit the subscribe and like this video to get reminders about that video coming up. So I've once again gone back to the circle rooms, but it was needed. Again, it was once again needed because I'm doing a UFO. Again, it's alien themed. People have already done this, but I feel like mine's like different enough that it's cool. I think it's cool enough to be due. Okay, I don't think I've seen one like this. I don't know, because the person I'm making it for from the Kaz video is very, I think her name, let me go back. Her name was Zarn B. She's an alien. Okay, so the whole like backstory was that she was like very uniform and very perfect in alien form, and she wanted to get away from that, so she escaped and decided to live her own life. And she's very I don't know how you would say this, expressive, I guess. I think expressive, wow, expressive is the right way to phrase it. She's very expressive, so she's very bright and colorful, since in her alien way she's very monotone and in uniform. So she broke free of that, and it just comes out in all the colors that she shows. So her favorite color, I believe, is green. Okay, and then as you can see, there was some glitchiness there with the freaking circle. I hate circle rooms, I really do. With the circle room, so I put it up on a little lift. What is that? Not a platform, the other one, a foundation. I put it on a little foundation. And then, so this is like the main structure. I'm going for, if you can't guess, a UFO. Actually, this is the first time I'm doing this. I've seen a lot, like I said, on the gallery, but it was kind of, it wasn't that difficult, but it was kind of difficult with how like the roofing is. It's a little funky how the roofing, but I think it looks okay in my opinion. Okay. And then originally I was gonna do like one solid big color, but then I was like, you know what? That's not her. That's not Zarn 7B. She's very every color in the book, rainbow, pastels, everything. She'll show it. So I felt like that wasn't really matching the vibes. And right here, I think it looks really good already. But I didn't really want that second piece to be clear, but I had to because otherwise it was going to look like that, which did not look ideal. So this whole part's clear. I don't really like it, but it's fine. Once I start putting trims and everything else on it, it starts to look okay-ish. And then I think, yeah, I only put the, whatever you want to call this. I used, what is this called? This is from the Eco Lifestyle Pack. The Eco Lifestyle Pack was perfect because they had a bunch of pastels and very bright colors. It was perfect. And then I searched the debug. Well, no, I didn't search the debug menu yet. I went on the gallery, typed in alien debug, and got a bunch of stuff. And then the other side, which is the main focus, is the bot garage. So I got a bunch of trash and then just broken items, and I threw all that over there. So it was a bunch of placing down and then moving it where I want it to be. So this is a very extra unnecessary lot. Half of this is decor, but it looks cool. So it needed to be done. Okay, half of it is decor, but it's fine. Because he's a solo, so he doesn't really need to do anything. So it's fine. And the whole backyard is the trash yard and a landfill, so it doesn't necessarily need to be accessed by anybody unless you're doing storytelling, but that is all purely decor. And then that's basically the whole exterior of the UFO, I guess. And then I found a bunch of cool sign and billboards in the debug as well. And I was going for pastel pop neons over there. I think that's what this is going to be. Fully pastel and neon lights over there. And then over here is going industrial. I was getting the feeling of dystopian. Was anybody else getting that? From like the first shot of like the entrance with that little statue on top. I found that statue and thought it was absolutely perfect. And it fits so well because it reminded me of like a servo bot kind of. So I was like, I should use this. I kept finding weird stuff in the debug menu. That's when I did a true deep dive in the debug menu. I spent like an hour just in debug. That's a little ridiculous. No one should spend an hour in debug. It's a little excessive. And I don't even have like the mods that sort the debug. So I was just going, what would you call that? I don't know what you would call that. I was just going in randomly and trying to find exactly what I was looking for. But it ended up okay. I found a couple of... I randomly started to do like a sewer. I don't know, because I found the sewer piece from Werewolves. And I was like, I could do a sewer back here for some reason. I don't know if there's sewers in landfills, but I put one here, okay? And it was giving me some difficulty because it's down in like a basement, technically. And because of that, it was making it hard to change the pool color, because that's just a pool. Because I didn't want it to be wonky like a pond, so I did a pool, and it's just a straight shot with some sewer grates at each end. And then I made it dirty, and then because the other side looks okay, it has like the black hole effect to it. This one did not, so I had to finagle it. As you can see, it's jumping back up and forth. So I actually delete this wall, put another wall behind it, and then finagle it so where I want it to, so it's not jumping back and forth over and over again. And then I felt like it looked weird because it wouldn't let me push it back any further up. So you can still see the brick and there's no hole there. So I think I put a couple boards back there to make it look black technically. And then I also felt like it was weird because there was no water. So I put like a fountain piece behind that, but then that was really obvious. So I covered that up with all the vines there. So that part got a little excessive. Okay. And so since I put vines there, I had to put vines on the actual building, but I don't really think it needs vines, so there's not a lot. I'm going for a servo bought this building. He just made necessary improvements. He didn't make the whole building look nice. He just made the necessary improvements or things he found fun. Like the bathrooms, if you remember, there's like the high-tech toilets. I felt like he was like, let me upgrade these. And he upgraded those just for fun. So nothing in this building is per se particularly run down. It's just old, I guess. And then we're putting windows on the Alien Arcade. And then I don't know what these are. I went modern, I guess. And then I think I went full werewolf vibes on industrial and on the industrial building with some windows from, I think the Woohoo Pack. I can never remember what it is. And then I actually get rid of that because I remember I'm doing a garage actually, because this is also a car shop, if you remember. So I did a custom little garage door, and I actually showed it this time. I used these like plank things from Get Famous, or Those might not be from Get Famous, but there's a whole bunch of plank things like that. And then I used a billboard sign from the restaurant pack. But then I found, since I didn't want a door closed, I wanted it open. So I did a halfway door open. I actually changed the restaurant sign for a new thing we got in the sleek bathroom kit. It is a like wall divider thing. So I used that instead, but I do the same thing. I just slide it up where I want it and between the two planks, so it's like a double-sided door. And it looks pretty good, like a garage. And then I just use a roof piece that's slanted to make a little ramp. So that's my little garage piece. And I think it looks okay. It looks cute. And then back here, I also wanted a garage for like a dock. But instead, I just used the freight shipping doors. And I'm thinking they just, in my mind, they swing open. So the whole wall comes out. Is that weird? So the door swings open. And then that's just like a shipping dock for supplies, I guess. I don't know. And then here's me, boom. I did the landfill in 2 seconds. It is fully filled with trash and everything possible that's broken. Very, very dirty. I like this. I like this spot. If you haven't, I did a similar build. I didn't go quite as bad as this. I did a dystopian like bunker build, so I'll put that up above as well if you want to watch that if you haven't already. It was ages ago. But I did a build like that, and I didn't go as hard with the trash and stuff. So I really had to put 20 times as amount of trash and debug broken items here. And then I found another, okay, the gallery is so good for finding signs. I found a bunch of signs on there and weird items. It was so good. I found a weird like neon car sign. It was huge. And I was like, I don't really like this because it had a huge metallic neon blue pole. I was like, that's fine, but it looks a little odd in comparison to the building. So I found this rustic metal pole you see there. That's like 5 poles put together, sized up. And then I overlapped the neon blue pole, and I still have the neon sign at the top. Because I felt like the neon sign was fine, but the pole was a bit too much. Because this one's more like rustic. I feel like the servo just like put a new sign on the top and called it a day. And that was it. So it's all very like, it looks fine in some senses. And then otherwise it's completely broken down. I don't know. I don't know what the style is here. Industrial, dystopian, I don't know. It's giving, what is that game called? Oh my gosh. I forget what the name is called. What is it called? The To Be Human? No. What is it? The robot game that you got to play as like different characters. It's let me know what I'm talking about. It was giving me that vibe from like the warehouse they were like working in and stuff like that. Now we're doing terrain, and I've decided to like edge it off into like another like circular form. And so this side's very neat, and then the other side is just a little overgrown. The servo doesn't really care about plants and stuff like that. And then I found a couple more billboards for the arcade. So I got bowling and then just some alien signs. Because I want to do bowling, I did a basement, if you remember in the beginning. It's just a big circle basement, basically. And then this side, very cutesy, with twinkle bushes and a bunch of flowers. And that's basically all I'll put over here. And then I think they were from, these twinkle bushes are from like a reward event. And then I used the twinkle light trees, which are from the new expansion pack, Businesses and Hobbies. Was that expansion pack? Or was it a game pack? I can't remember. But it was from Businesses and Hobbies. The new trees with like the twinkle lights. And I sized them up a little bit and just added those out in the front. So it's very manicured and cute. And then I also found a couple more arrow signs because there's a stairwell. If you saw that, that is down to the the bowling alley. I'm thinking the bowling alley is more for the parents because there's going to be a bar and more drink stuff down there. Or it could be like at all times and it's just access to the parents. I don't know how I'm going to do it yet. But downstairs is the bowling alley. I've already thrown down the bowling alleys because I needed to configure the size correctly. I think I fit like 4 or 5 alleys in there, so it's enough for a good party size of people to play. But yeah, I think that's basically it in here, and then we are going to furnish, I think, maybe. And then I try to keep it colorful. So I'm going over to the car lift. It's from Logan, and he had these shelves here. I didn't like those. They were quite black in comparison. So I used, again, a different piece of shelves, and I just slotted them up there with the sheets 9 and 8, raising them into the position I wanted to be. And I think it looks really cool. I'm actually quite pleased with that, even though I only made half of it. He did the hard part. He configured it. And then I'm just doing, I was looking at garage pictures. So I've done like a little workbench over here with random, I don't know, pieces. And then since the car stuff took up most of the space, like I said, this is purely decor. This took up most of the space. So I did like a little workbench, and then I threw some tires in the corner, some more decor on the left. And then I realized I forgot to do a bathroom, because this is technically going to be a business. So humans are definitely going to come here, unless I don't remember, is servo an option to have like only as business? Is that like a business criteria to only have servos? Maybe it is. I know you can select certain like criterias, but I forget. So I can't remember. So I did a bathroom just in case, because obviously servos don't use the bathroom. And then this is like a little check-in area. So I did a little sitting area. And since he's like a dump, I feel like he doesn't buy anything. He just takes the things that people dump and refurbishes them. He makes them usable. And then he just throws them over there. Okay, that's it. And then I feel like he put a little plant over there in the corner, but he forgot about it, so it died. And then it's just there. I love that. And then I thought like maybe someone threw away like a funeral thing, a wreath. That's kind of bad, but I was gonna put that there for a second. But no, I put a dead plant and then just like a little snack bar for a little entryway. And then I thought a little check-in desk would be cute. And so I just put another desk over there with a register that you can't really use. And then just some random gadgets. And I really wanted that pipe to be in here, so I kept moving around to fit it in. But yeah, that's just like a random check-in desk. It's all decor. Like I said, no one is gonna use this, but it looks good, okay? And then that's it. And then I put like a fan and a heater there, because this is technically, if you've noticed it, the lighting is off. The lighting is off because I have the door open. Not the door, I have the wall not as a full room because of the garage door. And the lighting makes it not a room, sadly. And then I also have cut out this top ceiling. So that whole section is not technically a room. So the lighting is off. But I didn't mind it. If you guys mind it, you guys can just shut the room off with that, where my garage door is eventually. But I didn't mind it, so I kept it open. And then this is going to be the robot tinkering classroom, I guess. And then I tried to fit as many of these desks are so huge. I tried to fit as many as possible. I don't know how many I fit though. And then I just fill the space with shelves. So I fit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I fit 6 of these. So I could have 5 students and then you work on one yourself, I guess. Or you can have 6 students and then teach from the lecture board. And then I get rid of that extra one in the corner and I put shelves there instead, because I felt like it looked weird. I don't know. I love this shelf, but I never use it. I think, what is this from? Maybe it's from the Pastel Pop kit. It does, or from the Green Haven kit. One of the kits, I think, because I think it has lots of pastel colors, but I can't remember. So I just put robot parts and different like gadgets up on there just to fill the space. And then that's it. And then I throw some seating areas out, because there's like a whole what is that called? The side entrance with the balconies that are really looks unsafe. What are those called? Oh my gosh, Nate. Fire escape. There you go. I can't remember. I'm losing it. The whole fire escape is accessible, and it is purely decored. Has a bunch of random seating areas, and it's empty basically. And then I'm throwing some more trash bins. I realized that I didn't have any dumpsters. I was like, you need dumpsters if you're gonna be a trash yard. So I put like 3 dumpsters in there and then 1 in the back. And then this is when I realized I didn't have the bathroom. So I was putting these sinks in here so the workers could wash their hands if they were human. And then I was like, oh, I don't have a bathroom. So I was like thinking porta potty, and then I was like, oh, whatever, I'll just make a bathroom. So I pushed this up and it doesn't look bad. So I need to play test this because this is like a 1 cubicle. But then I also put like it should be fine because I put the fences there. It should be fine. And then I just fenced it off with the industrial bars and stuff like that. And I put curtains up for privacy. You know, you need privacy in your life here. So we do that, and then some raggedy curtains in there, and then basically that's it. And so it does throw off my central garage door, but I think it looks okay, I guess. It's fine. I had to do it because I forgot the bathroom. Originally, I was thinking of the prison urinals, but then I was like, you know what? Let's have fun with the computerized, what is this? A toilet. Gosh dang. I can't speak. And then that's basically in here. Some random sinks. I think those are from the artist kit because they have like the soap and then the brushes in there. And then these mirrors, I did like stuff with stickers on it. Like they're old a little bit. They've got character, guys. And then I think that's basically it in here. And then maybe we go to, I'm thinking the bottom room where the freight door is the servo's own workshop, I guess, or like office, maybe. I don't know. So that's his office, I guess. And then the upstairs is his main apartment. And then that's it, I think. But I had a hard time with this, so I just deleted the walls and then put the curtains back up, and it looked good to me. And then we are done. I throw some, what is that, old tile in there, and I'm making sure I'm not forgetting anything. And then we're on to the workshop. So another robotics. So there's a lot of robotic stations in here. There's another station in here, and then I was trying to see if there was any other like big like tech desk I could use, but I didn't really see any that I liked. So I put the research, what is this called? The research archive machine in here. I feel like he's very into the books and studies, so he gets the archive machine. I don't know. And then I felt like this is also, since it's a workshop, there needs to be like if they had like mechanics in here, technically there needed to be like a little break room. So I feel like he doesn't care, and he put the little break room in here as well. So he put a TV and then some random chairs and desks in here for them to sit at. And then the only food source down here is the mini fridge in the lobby. So I could have threw a fridge in here as well, but I forgot about that. So they only get like a desk and a chair, so that's it. And then the rest is decor. And then, like I said, I'm thinking he just grabs random objects and throws them in here. So he doesn't really care about what it looks like. He just needs it to be functional for what he needs. And then I didn't say it, but if you caught it when we were up above, there is like a ramp from the arcade to this building. So that was actually, it wasn't that bad, but it was giving me trouble in the beginning because it's a circle room to the shop here. And I made the foundations even, and then I actually used platforms to have them access it. I haven't tested it yet, but it looks okay. It looks like it could be usable. So I used platform step to get it to reach to my rooftop area. And then I put a couple columns beneath it to look like it's stable, I guess. And then, so that is to have access to both shops. I felt like I should have converged them a little bit more, made them a little connected, but it was kind of hard with how the shop was circular. So that was my like compromise in my mind, to have like the ramp. And it also looks like a, I don't know, like alien ramp that you would put down very dramatically with like the spotlights and everything. So it kind of gives off that vibes as well. But it's a connective piece and it's fine. But the reason it's there is I'm thinking they are actually, I think they're gonna be, I think she's in love with the robot. I think the alien arcade owner is gonna be in love with the robot. So that's the storyline. I've decided that earlier on in the build, because I was like, oh, wouldn't it be cute if they liked each other? And then I was like, oh yeah, it would. And then I made the ramp, and I was like, okay, this is all starting to come together. So she has access to there, and I feel like he like fixes everything for her and everything like that. And then I put a couple, because I didn't know what else to put up there, so I put, since she has access, I put the what is it called, the barbecue up there for them to like hang out. And then he also, because he doesn't eat, he has like a small kitchen, but not a full kitchen, just for her, like a fridge. Maybe she puts her drinks in there or something like that, and then a microwave. That's it. And then, like I said, some old couches, and then a table. And then her touch up here is the twinkle lights she puts on the edge, and that's it. Because I felt like the blue kind of connected to the shop, the arcade. So I felt like it still kind of fit within the vibe. And I don't know, it kind of looks newer than the other part of the building. It has more modern windows as well. I couldn't tell you, man. I don't know what my aesthetic or vibe is. It is what it is. And then, so this is my little hangout area. And then I feel like he suntans with her for fun. And then she makes him suntan. That's like a fun little thing. So hers is gonna be the tie-dye sun tanning blanket, and then his is the other one. And then I think that's basically it. And then we go inside, because I didn't, like I said, I didn't put too much on these balcony areas. And then I think the inside is very like camper-y, junkyard. I don't know what you call it. So I think, tell me what you think of these steps. Like, I don't know. It looks fine to me. I think it looks okay. So I give him another robotic station, and then he needs a double bed so they can woohoo. Okay. And then just random junk. So he picked up that, he picked up a tablecloth, he's picked up all of these items, and there's a lot of like the same item, like he's storing them up here. So this doubles as his storage pen of items he hasn't sold or resold or refurbished yet. So he has a bunch of mirrors, he has couches, he has a bunch of TVs. I had fun over there with the TVs. I was like, I put one down, and I was like, wow, maybe if I put like 3 more down, it'll look fun. And it did. So I put like 6 TVs over in the corner, and then that random like car thing. So the Stranger Things stuff, Stranger Things? That's the TV show. The Strangerville stuff came in handy because there's a lot of fun, junky items to put in here. And then these are all just from the gallery. I'm just grabbing random robot parts for him up here, and I've just placed them around the room. And then so he has like another work area over here. He has a couple of servos broken down. Maybe those are his workers. Maybe he like builds a bot army. I should have done like a secret bot army in the basement. That would have been cool. They would have had so many servos. And just like basic junk and techie items. So there's a bunch of radios and music and TV stuff over here. And then he has music supply. He basically has everything in the world. And I feel this is my twist in storyline. I put a random Christmas tree. I don't really put Christmas stuff in here until it's like actual Christmas time in the game per se. But I put the Christmas tree in here because I felt like someone threw away their tree, and he was like, I love Christmas. And he brought it upstairs, and he's decorating it with his girlfriend, the alien. I thought that was fun. And then that's basically it. And what else did I put up here? Oh yeah, I meant to put it downstairs, but I realized I left no room. I put the for rent like water heater and electrical box in here for gameplay. And then there's also some water. I think there's a water tank upstairs on the very top roof, and there is some solar panels up there. So you can go up there and get repair those. Do those break? You can reach them if you need to. They are up there on the top roof level. And then like I said, a bunch of random objects, like he's storing them. He found them in the in the dumping grounds, and he's like, oh, this is cute. Or not cute. I don't think he would say this is cute. He said, oh, this is still nice. I can fix this. And then there are some pipes sticking out onto the backside into the garbage dump. I feel like that is because that is where he dumps his garbage. So he puts it through the chute and it dumps itself out into the yard. So that was what that is. If you guys see that and like, what the heck is this? That was like in my mind a garbage chute. And some random lamps. I really like this build. I didn't think I would. I thought I would much prefer the alien side, but I haven't done that yet, so I don't know. I had fun with this. I found that I had more fun with destroying and dirtying stuff up than actually making everything neat and look cute. I don't know. I have fun in both times, but I think I prefer doing this actually. But it is only every once in a while because this takes a lot. This is a very extra build, so I have to go very extra for the arcade as well, I think. Maybe I'll make because when I was doing alien stuff, a lot of like arcade things come up, so I know for sure many people have done like alien arcades because that's what keeps popping up for me on the gallery. I want to do some arcade machines, and they've made like a bunch of custom ones on the gallery, and I was like, oh, these are so cool. I'm either gonna make my own custom arcade machines or just use some of the ones that are already pre-made and like just tweak them to fit my style, I guess. Because there's a bunch of cool ones on there already, so I might as well use them. But that's basically all I have for you guys today. So thank you guys for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and give me a thumbs up to get notified about the furnish of the other building. But see you guys next time.